Good morning, class 4th. Children, I hope you all are fine. And today also we shall continue with the chapter number 1. We were learning about the various parts of the computer in this. Okay, various devices. Uh, in the previous period you have studied till plotter. Okay, we have discussed plotter, input devices, output devices. Okay, now we shall be discussing about processing device. What is a processing device? So let's start. The CPU box is the processing unit of a computer where all calculations are done to get the desired output. The CPU or the central processing unit is present inside the CPU box. The CPU is the brain of a computer and is often known as microprocessor. Okay, means CPU is the processing unit, as you have studied in your previous classes also, where all the calculations are done and we get the output based on our needs or our requirement. Okay, and it is commonly referred to as the brain of the computer also, because without CPU, computer is just a metal box. Fine. So the CPU or the central processing unit is present inside the CPU box. This is the picture of the CPU box, and CPU unit is present inside it. Okay, the CPU is the brain of the computer and is often known as a microprocessor. Please underline this word, it is an important word, that since it is the brain of the computer, so we commonly refer to as microprocessor also. The CPU has three parts. First is ALU. The ALU or the arithmetic and logic unit performs all calculations and comparisons. Whatever the calculations or comparisons, means the data is given to you and you need to compare them, okay, with something, all that is done in ALU, okay, arithmetic and logic unit. Then CU or control unit controls actions of the computer and tells other parts of the computer what they have to do. Means it controls the actions of the computer, whatever the actions that the computer will take as per our instructions, and it will tell other parts that what they have to do now. Like suppose if you want to take out the printout and you have given the print command, so CU will tell the printer that now it has to do the printing. Okay. Then MU is the memory unit that stores data or information temporarily. So this is MU or the memory unit, where the data or information is stored temporarily but not permanently. And you know that we cannot store a large amount of information on the computer permanently. We need to have some other device, some other storage device to store that information. Here you can see in this picture that the cables and wires are shown to you and how all this is looking. Okay, so it is basically a mess of wires and chips, and we have understood all this, so you can avoid this diagram altogether. Just for the reference you can see here. Okay children, so this is the arithmetic and the logic unit. This is the CPU unit, entire CPU unit. Now on page number 8 we will study what is data storage units. The human brain performs the function of thinking, that is processing, and storing ideas, facts, that is data and information. Means our brain has the capacity to think and to store various information. In the same way, the computer has a brain that controls, stores and delivers data and information as and when required. The brain of the computer is called the CPU. Okay, so you have studied in the previous classes also, and same thing is repeated here, that CPU can control whatever the work is being done, can store and delivers data, means gives the output as per our own requirement, and that is why it is called the brain of the computer. Now memory is the part of the computer where data is stored. The unit of measurement of memory, computer memory, is byte. So memory is that portion of the computer where the data is stored, and how we can measure it in the forms of byte. measurement unit means, like for milk or for any liquid the measurement unit is liter, for fruits, vegetables the measurement unit is kilogram, that way. Okay, now this is the table for the for memory units, different memory units and how they are connected. So you will have to learn this table. Okay, 8 bits is equal to 1 byte, means 8 bits, the combination of 8 bits, bits is the smallest unit, then 8 bits will form 1 byte. 1024 bytes will form 1 KB, that is 1 kilobyte. 1024 KB will form 1 megabyte. 1024 MB will form 1 gigabyte. 1024 GB will form 1 terabyte, and 1024 TB will form 1 petabyte. Okay, so these are various units of memory. Every computer has a main memory. Memory is of two types, primary memory and secondary memory. Means every computer system will have a main memory, and it will be divided into two types, that is primary memory and secondary memory. Now this is the memory chart of the computer system. This is the main memory. It is divided into two memories, that is primary internal memory and secondary external memory. And then further, primary memory is divided into RAM and ROM, and secondary memory is divided into floppy disk, hard disk and CD or DVD. So in today's class we shall study only till here. Now primary memory is kept on silicon chips and is fixed to the circuit board. It is also called the internal memory. Primary memory is of two types. It is kept on the silicon chips. There are small silicon chips, and it is fixed to the circuit board. The circuit board which we saw just now. It is also called the internal memory. It is the internal memory, and it is further divided into two types. What are those two types? RAM. First is RAM, that is random access memory. The information stored on this memory is erased when the computer is switched off. A calculator is an example of RAM. The information exists till the calculator is on. As soon as we turn off the calculator, data gets erased. So RAM is the memory which is functional only when we are working on the computer at a particular time. Okay, and once the computer is switched off, or there is a electricity failure or anything of that sort, or it crashed down, so that information will be lost. Okay, so calculator, we can say a calculator, not the mobile calculator, but a simple calculator is an example of RAM. Okay, the information exists till the calculator is on, means as soon as we will switch off, turn off the calculator, the data will get erased. Now ROM. ROM refers to read-only memory that holds the inbuilt information, which means whatever the information of the system is there, it is in the read-only memory. It consists of instructions and programs fed by the manufacturer to simplify the working of a computer operator. We cannot record data on RAM, only read from it. Means it consists of all the instructions and programs that the manufacturer insert it into the computer, so that we can work on the computer properly. And that is why we cannot write anything, because if the internal system, if the internal function is changed by our input, then it will be a problematic situation. So to avoid it, it is only read only memory. Okay children, so you are requested to go through it, read it again to understand, and learn the memory table. Bye bye, take care.